Here we go with the back nine coverage, round one, the PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships. Dude, I'm so excited. Hailey and Lisa leading the charge with this group. Missy not too far behind, and Rebecca looking to have a better back nine than she did the front nine. I haven't lost a single bit of faith though.
Lisa 2 down on the front nine, Hailey at 1, Missy at +3, and Rebecca trying to get her round turnaround. She's at +8 right now, but she should get the ship righted here.
Unique hole here, you've got a late triple mando. You've got a little bit to manage early. That OB pond really isn't going to come into play much. You've got a little bit of like nursery on the left side that'll have some sporadic thin trees. You want to pump it out right, but there is a creek along the right side. And then the GK drone flying through that triple mando now. There's OB late if you go all the way over those fallen logs, and a lot of trees on the green.
Hailey winds up, and she's, wow, a little bit too straight, but a nice kick to the right side of the fairway, so it'll actually give her a better look at the triple mando.
Yeah, early release, but a great kick. She'll be able to approach the mando, maybe even attack it and try to go through because she has so much power. Lisa down the center of the fairway, hooking up a little bit left late. That's probably going to leave her with just approaching the mouth of the mandatory.
Yeah, a little bit harder ground out here in the exposed fairways as opposed to that pulpy mulch, and Missy gets a decent skip up, and
that is absolutely the preferred flight path, something a little bit forced over on Anheuser to start with the disc you trust coming back. You're seeing the trees here waving a little bit. There's absolutely some wind picking up right now, which is a reprieve for the heat, but is going to make you think about your shot a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely one of the interesting elements here at the fort. This is one of our more exposed holes.
True.
So we're feeling the heat, and as Danny mentioned, the wind is going to play much more of an effect here than it has so far.
So you saw Rebecca's tee shot landing right here, pretty well managed. This approach is going to be fine right up to the mouth of the mandatory, which is where Hailey threw her approach shot. They both should have good looks at up and down for the par.
Let's see how aggressive Missy gets here.
Yeah, I'm curious. So she's putting it pretty wide, but she does seem to be attacking it.
Whoa. A little bit fortunate there, Danny. It looks like she was going to actually miss the mandatory, but she got a fortunate kick backwards.
She might have even like broken the plane of missing the mando and then came back. Lisa now attacking. She's going to go scoot right through the right side of that mando.
It was a really tremendous shot there from Lisa because she definitely had a little bit of an awkward stance there with those skinny cluster of trees, but she finds herself through the mandatory after 2.
Hailey with the forced forehand, but maneuvering it pretty well. Rebecca with the forced Anheuser backhand, also maneuvering it well. They'll both have 20 footers or so for their par.
As you can see, Missy definitely lucky to be where she is and not playing with an extra stroke. She still had to stretch backward there for the awkward Annie attempt.
Yep, Lisa with the half go, easy par for her. The rest of these ladies with a little work left to do.
Hailey wants this.
That's been her 2 misses so far, is good height, good speed, just a foot or so to the right side. Rebecca, right side as well. Missy lining up for her par, trying to match Lisa.
Nice putt from Missy there. Hole 10 played as the 5th most difficult hole in the day. Once again, only a handful of birdies.
Rebecca tapping out her bogey. Hailey as well. Yeah, this is a tough one. I love how it makes you approach that tight triple mando late, and you could see how different all of their third shots were. Everybody forced to do something a little bit out of their norm, except for Lisa, who made the gap. And that was her reward, is to play a normal shot.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things I loved about the fort, is to seeing the variety of ways that these players could attack each hole.
Absolutely, and what they had to do if they were a little bit off.
Well, up to hole 11, it's the 7th most difficult on day one here for the FPO field, 368 feet. One of the strategies we saw here that was pretty successful was actually the stall Annie over the top. Let's see what Lisa comes up with here.
Yeah, the big top right play is absolutely one that's favored by those that have the distance. Lisa going a little bit lower, making contact. She'll be in the center of the fairway, but still a lot left to do.
Again, here we see that stalling Annie bid from Missy, and just a little bit short of where she wanted to be.
Yeah, not quite pushed far enough. You know Hailey's got the power. She's going to be going up there. Full rip on a big turnover.
Look at this flexing shot.
Yeah, that's something overstable because that was starting to come out really quick. Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable shot there from King, and she is parked. I think that's a bullseye hit, Danny.
Yeah, let's take a look at this again. Look at that reach back. Full send.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Extreme confidence. She wanted every bit of this. Knew that she could take it on. Is peering these gaps. It's a little bit of throw and pray up top, but that's some of what the fort is. There are a lot of trees, and that is exactly where you want to put it down.
Yeah, as you walk up the fairway, it's hard to see off of the tee, but there is a high window right, which Hailey just nailed perfectly.
A little bit early release for Rebecca, but there is an approach from over there. She'll have some trees to fight with, and then a late grouping of trees late. Oh, Missy. First available. That's one she definitely wants back. Forced to go with the forehand now, just wanting to get up and down to save her bogey. Good gaps, getting all the way through.
Great shot from Missy.
Yeah, should be an easy 10 to 15 feet for her. Disappointing second shot. She'll be looking to get it back on the 12th. Great approach there from Rebecca. Had some stuff to contend with. Ooh, Lisa is finding one of those things to contend with right now.
Yeah, Lisa not hesitating at all. Maybe starting to play a little bit quickly there.
She's a fast player. It's something that certainly you guys noticed out there when you were filming. Hailey with the beautiful birdie right there. That's incredible. That's not one that I think a lot of people got. I see 1% parked. That is probably Hailey.
And she was indeed the only two on the day. Unbelievable shot from Hailey King.
So talented.
I think we might be seeing that shot again. Some OTB highlights.
The ceiling for her is so incredibly high. It's exciting.
And again, we've seen her play so far, and it doesn't look like she's straying at all to send it 360. It's a powerful release, but it also has an effortless nature to it.
Sure, and it's like you look at Mulligan's, the partner course to this, and that's one where it's wide open, and you think her distance would be at such an advantage there versus here, but she's able to maneuver these gaps.
Speaking of gaps, hole 12 has plenty of them. It played as only the 12th most difficult, but it's certainly not an easy par 4. It's 419 feet, very, very protected green. Lots of skinny trees here within circle 1 as you approach. OB fence on the right, OB creek behind. Again, lots of danger here on hole 12.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to hear that this was only the 12th most difficult because there is so much stuff to manage right there. Wow, Hailey getting all the way down there. She's going to have a look at an eagle putt.
Incredible drive there. Finding room on the left side and flexing back into the center of the fairway. Rebecca, more traditional route, gets up to that trunk, which I believe is a target for a lot of these ladies off the tee.
That's a drive that you're going to be happy with any day. Missy looking to match on a similar line, bailing out just a little bit shorter left. She'll have a tougher approach, but still manageable. Lisa following suit, flirting just a little bit high, making contact, dropping. She'll be the first one up.
Again from Lisa, nice forehand to bite off a lot of distance, and
that's incredible.
She manages to navigate all of those trees and find herself in circle 1 to save her par look.
Her forehand is so smooth. This is a par 4. That's going to be her birdie look.
Awesome play from Lisa there.
Missy making a little bit of contact. Rebecca now lining up her second. Going towards the fence, hooking up. Yes, that is huge.
Rebecca.
Let's go. Missy lining up a little forehand. There are a lot of trees on that left side. She's fighting a little high, made contact. She's outside circle 2 for a long par look. The creek is in play behind, but not too much to worry about, especially if you're just going to lay up, take your medicine, and leave with the bogey.
She won't be happy with the bogey here, especially with the way the rest of the card has performed on this hole. That was Hailey's eagle look. Lisa for 3.
Very nice. That forehand second shot was extremely impressive. The drive was okay down the center, and it made the putt very easy. That was all set up by the second shot.
All right. Hailey, again, getting her 3. Nice putt there.
So smooth.
Making it look routine.
Yeah, a very consistent and confident stroke. There we go. Just a little push up and in on the board with a birdie.
Nice 3 there for Rebecca.
So Missy losing 2 strokes to the card here. That has to hurt a little bit, but now I guess we see why it was playing as only the 12th most difficult hole. 3 of these ladies carding the birdie.
Again, they've had a chance to sharpen their tools here by hole 12, and looks like the fairway hits and accuracy got it done on hole 12. Hole 13, one of the 3rd most easiest on day 1, 215 feet. It's a forehand line. It's an Annie low turnover line. There's not a mandatory off the tee. You do have a branch, which sort of creates the illusion of a mandatory.
Yeah, a lot of people were going over. We see Hailey doing the same. It's an interesting forced high release on this one. And then you've got that elevated basket late, elevated even a little bit higher than I believe hole 7 was the initial elevated basket. And that creek right behind, just intimidating.
Again, only 7 birdies on the day, so it's 215 feet, but only a 10% birdie rate.
That looked good out of the hand for Rebecca. It was just a little bit too turned over, finding that right side foliage. Now we've got Lisa going for the forehand and the low route, which I feel like that low route is a good play, but it's not one that you see a lot of players take.
Yeah, again, this is some ground you can skip off towards the basket, but you have to avoid these skinny trees. So again, there's still that element of finding a little bit of luck with your line, and Missy's just not lucky there off the tee.
True, it was either flipped over a little bit or held onto a little long. Either way, she's got just the easy approach for the tap in, especially with this elevated basket. I don't necessarily hate having to lay up on this one. It's like, all right, I'm a little too far out. I'm going to lay up, not stress about that birdie run. Good course management right there from Rebecca. She will have the easy tap in par. And now we've got Lisa attempting her birdie, staring it down. Not a single problem. We did warn you guys.
No flinching there from Fajkus, and she collects her back-to-back birdies. Nicely done there from Lisa to get that.
Yeah, putter heating up. Missy with the easy tap in. Hailey and Rebecca looking to do the same. This is a unique hole here. I think it's the shortest hole here at the fort, but there is a lot in the way. It's one that's gonna come into play as we come down the stretch on the final hole, or the final round here at the fort for the championship.
Yeah, just to make that one a little more difficult, when the gallery starts to build, you also have a backdrop of screaming fans.
It's true. And now we have the most difficult hole on the course. Hole 14, par 4, 652 feet. Pretty open early, but man, that ends quickly. Look at all this stuff that we have in the way late, including this OB Creek. There are so many trees. You really want to play to that right side as you're coming in on your second shot. It's just tough. There's not a whole lot of access points to get into this green. And then once you do, hopefully you're not too many strokes in. Beautiful release here by Lisa, going right down center fairway. Little bit of a skip going off to the left side. She's going to be very happy with that.
Not quite as dramatic on some of the other par fours, but still a funneling effect to this hole. As you get closer, your accuracy also has to increase.
True. Nice throw there by Hailey, going a little further left than Lisa, but still covered a lot of ground.
Again, hyzering a little early on Rebecca. She finds herself on the edge of the rough. No OB there, but again, it's going to be a difficult lie.
Yeah, she'll have to fight out of a little bit just to access the landing zone, but you've got Missy here pretty close to Lisa's drive. They're going to have good looks at their second shot to approach this wooded green.
Again, some soft branches surround Rebecca. She was able to get a fairly good swing on it, but again, hard to line it up without hitting a tree here.
Now you're seeing how difficult this second shot is. There is a gap from where Lisa was, but look at how many trees are there to greet her late.
Yeah, this is one of those decision points where you really have to pick what your line towards the basket is going to be. Are you going to take more of an inside look over this OB water, which I think that was a line Missy was going for, but again, knocked down before she had a chance to get there.
Yeah, she was really not off by much there, but this hole really showing its teeth. Rebecca finding another tree. Lisa with the quick draw, getting through the gaps.
Get up to Hailey's drive, and she's going to try and flex her forehand to that right side road.
Didn't seem like a committed flex, so she's bailing out a little bit early left, but has at least traversed the creek.
And Rebecca lining up an ambitious shot here, and wow, it is rewarded as she gets all the way up to circle one. Incredible shot from Rebecca.
That was phenomenal, getting all the way through. She's got a look now to save, I believe, her bogey.
Yeah, Missy has a similar look here, trying this big hyzer line.
Getting through everything, and so she'll have a long circle one, early circle two putt to save her par.
Yeah, Rebecca had that trouble getting to the green, so I believe that's going to be her bogey bid. Here's Hailey. This is only her...
That's her third throw.
Shot.
Yeah, it's another forced forehand. A lot to contend with early, but she's managing it well, getting all the way through. Lisa with her third shot, I believe, and she's going to be right up there for a tap-in par.
Demanding par four here. We see why it's the most difficult hole at the fort.
That's actually going to be for Lisa's bogey.
Here we go.
Lisa about 20 feet out.
Stops the bleeding. That's what we need there. Again, you can make mistakes here, but as you said, you don't want to lose the tournament here on day one.
Unfortunately for her, she's not losing very many strokes putting. That putter is still hot.
All right. Big moment here for Rebecca.
Just a little high. That was one of the more confident releases from her. I think she felt like it was in, so it hurts a little bit more. At least she's getting that confidence back. It would have been nice to have seen that one go in.
And Hailey, again, I think relieved to walk away with a par here.
Absolutely. This being the most difficult hole on the course. Were there any birdies on this hole? 1% below. So there was one birdie here.
Val Mandahano, shout out to Valerie.
That's a very impressive birdie.
She had a putt from 27 feet. And congratulations to her. Unfortunately, it's a double for Rebecca there. And you're off to hole 15.
Hole 15 features an early, not double mandatory, but it's a gap that everyone is going for, and it's pretty tight off the tee. Once you navigate that, you're getting all the way down here, and there are so many trees in the way on this one. It's incredible. This green is just completely lined. 313-foot par 3. Really fun green to approach. Maybe not that fun if you're the one that's having to approach it. It's fun for us to watch, though.
Only 7% birdie rate on the day. Let's see what our card can do.
Hailey going a little bit high, but able to get through most of that. She's going to have just a few trees late.
Yeah, this is one where you really have to commit to your height off of the tee because you need to maintain it to avoid the canopy as you approach the basket.
Lisa making her way down there. She's going to be pretty close to Hailey. And now Missy. Nice shot. Had a tiny bit of flex as it flipped up, but it just hyzered out a little bit too early.
A little bit of a friendly roll there at the end. Rebecca pumping it up the middle.
Low with something a little understable. It just turned over, burned out a little bit short right. A little bit of work left to do, but should be an easy up and down. Missy making contact with the one tree, but that tree was very much in the way.
And Rebecca, again, I think maybe she was trying to catch the base of the basket there a little bit past, but she should be able to clean that up.
You see Caddy Tom moving his way just out of the picture. Shout out Tom, a staple on tour.
Yeah, Caddy Tom at the top of the World Caddy Rankings, which we'll be releasing later this week on OTBDiscs.com.
Missy with the approach, getting ready to tap in her bogey 4. We're getting late in this round, and she's not playing as well as she would have liked to have hoped. Nailed it, but I expect her to be coming back strong. She is a fierce competitor.
Yeah, the momentum of the round really picks up here. Once you get past hole 12, and you swing back towards the lake, where hole 17, 16, and 18 are. Lots of important golf here.
Yep, a layup from Lisa there to secure her par. Hailey given a very good bid on this elevated basket from mid-circle 2, tapping in her par. You can tell just how confident Hailey is right now.
Yeah, Missy disappointed with a bogey here, but as you can see, the fort just demands you are really focused on every single shot.
Coming into a very tough stretch of holes here. Here's the signature hole, likely 16, the big downhill shot. It is an island green, the 9th most difficult hole, so it's falling somewhere in the middle, 319 feet, but decently downhill. It's probably playing somewhere closer to 260 feet. There's a lot of approaches to this. You'll see forehands out to the left. You'll see backhand straight at it, and you'll even see a few backhand hyzers just trying to spike in or stall in on the green.
Hole was playing about a half stroke above par.
Beautiful forehand right there from Hailey. Little bit short right.
And she's safe.
She's absolutely happy with that one. You really just want to be safe on this tee shot. Proximity to the basket is a bonus.
We certainly saw lots of shots that looked good, ooh, and then hit the green and managed to still find OB. And unfortunately, that's what happened to Lisa there.
Yeah, it's one that you don't really want to land it short of the green. There's all those grip 6 banners and planters there up front protecting it. But it's one that if you hit on the green and have a lot of pace, you are going to carry long.
Rebecca takes the direct route, and awesome. She is right there in perfect positioning for her birdie bid.
Incredible pace by Rebecca right there. Missy lining up the low backhand.
She likes the
wind
line.
lift. That's beautiful.
Oh, baby, that is parked. Great drive there from Missy. And we'll see that in the OTB TV replay.
Slow-mo replay. Beautiful form. I love how it's riding low. She's probably a little bit concerned. And then here, it's just like an airplane taking off, getting that lift.
We see her playing, thanking the wind gods. And it's absolutely parked in the bullseye. Great shot there from Missy.
So I think we missed Lisa's approach from the drop zone. Likely just an easy layup. I see 3 discs there now.
Yeah, unfortunately, she wasn't able to save her par. And unfortunately, Hailey unable to score the 2 there.
Another miss that's just a little bit to the right. The other 2 that she missed to the right didn't hit anything. This one catches chains. But again, she's been in on every single putt except for a few misses just to the right side.
Oh, and we want to see this go in for Rebecca. We're carding her Second birdie of the back nine, and she does.
There we go.
There's two there. Hailey will collect her par, and Missy Gannon will step up to the basket for her drop in two.
Our group collectively playing this hole under par. Very impressive with the average being 3.49. Ready now to attack hole 17, getting close to finishing out this round.
Yeah, 63% of the field bogey or worse there on hole 16. Hole 17, another par 4, 490 feet. Played as the third easiest hole in the day.
Shout out again to GK Pro. We obviously have a good partnership with them for the OTB skins match. They were very generous to let us use this drone coverage. They even went and hit all the blue tees for us as they were filming MPO coverage. Thank you guys so much.
Shout out GK Pro. Make sure you check out those skins matches. Here's Rebecca leading things off after her two.
Not as far as she would like to get down the fairway, but she's still center cut.
Just like most of these wooded holes at the fort, you really want to stay close to that central path because the farther you veer off, the more difficult your comeback is going to be.
Yeah, accuracy really at a premium. Distance can take a little bit of a backseat. Hailey says, throw all that caution to the wind. I'm going to go all the way down, a little bit left, but there's a fairway down there. Not sure that that's what she was aiming for, but that's an incredible place to be. She's going to be very happy with that.
Yeah, she'll actually have a decision to make if she wants to go to the left or right of this building that guards the left side of the green.
True. Approach there by Rebecca, a little bit to the left side. She's going to have 60 feet probably to the green.
Wow. Quick snapping, powerful forehand there from Lisa to avoid that early tree, and she gets herself just on the outside of circle one.
Lisa has a very impressive forehand. Certainly known for her putting, but that forehand, her backhand, extremely well-rounded game. It's no...
So if you can get a sense of the perspective here at the fort, she's playing around the gold 18 tee pad, trying to play the road, but unfortunately her high Annie Heiser bid, I mean, what do you even... Twice she attempts to go around the house, and while this is not a penalty stroke, she's going to have some very difficult, awkward footing there on the steps of the disc golf store.
Yeah, that other basket that we saw was the practice basket next to the house there. So she's still got a little bit of work to do.
Great utility shot from Rebecca there to get up and down.
That was an awesome up and over. Creativity there.
Ooh.
Missy, she was ready to run that one down. Just a little bit shy, though.
Lisa giving it a bid, and she's just off the top of the basket there.
My goodness, the confidence there.
Wow, I'm sure after her drive, Hailey was thinking birdie on this hole. And now she'll have a little work to do to clean up her bogey.
Yeah, that was tough, but really in an interesting spot that made her get creative. Wasn't able to execute it. Time to get ready for the next hole to finish out the round.
Becca looking for her par. Nicely done.
Getting the putter stroke going, the steep hyzer release, but it is absolutely in there. We had faith the whole time. Happy to see her start knocking some of these down and keep that score going down as well.
A little high in the chains there, but into the basket for King.
Yeah, no problem at all. Getting out of there with her bogey. A little bit disappointed, but still a pretty darn good round to start off this World Championship.
Again, I would have thought it was a little more difficult than the third easiest, but
that just goes to show how difficult this entire course is.
It's really true. Speaking of difficult, hole 18, second most difficult on the day, almost a full stroke over par on the average.
Yeah, basically playing as a par 5 at 4.93. Very few birdies on the day. We're going to see how our competitors take this on. I'm just so excited. This is Worlds. This is what everybody is watching.
You can begin to anticipate what it's going to be like as we get to day 5 of the championship, and this area is filled up with screaming fans.
Rebecca teeing off. We're right at the water's edge. There are a lot of trees to deal with as you're crossing this lake. And then there's
get up, it does.
It does. There's OB along the right side. There's OB along the left side. This is a very unique finishing hole and great for spectators.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to be too far right because there's the mandatory tree halfway down the fairway, which you have to navigate around the left side of.
Missy landing in the absolute ideal position. She's going to be very happy with that.
Lisa, with a nice send here.
Following suit, going a little bit left, but well inside that OB line. She's going to have a little bit to contend with, but should be able to approach the dogleg right positioning to get her layup par.
See how much power Hailey puts on this one, and it's a plenty.
That is so good. I would have loved to have seen where that finished out. It's still in a great spot, though.
Doesn't get a full flight as the dangling branch redirects her shot, but she still has the most distance off the tee there.
Lisa's forehand once again coming in clutch, pushing the OB line along the left side, but in prime position to get up and down for her difficult par.
As you see the PDGA banners flapping there on the right, we have a little bit of a right to left going for these players.
Nice approach from Rebecca there. Missy looking to do the same. All of these competitors going with the forehand on their second. Just a nice, easy approach. Still some work left to be done. Hailey, her second shot.
She's thinking green here, Danny.
Absolutely, and there's no reason for her not to. She has all the power.
Oh, wow. Tremendous shot there, and she finds herself in circle one. She'll have a great birdie look there.
Hailey is so impressive. I'm so glad that you guys were out here to film this coverage so that we could witness the round that she is throwing down.
Yeah, we are definitely excited to bring you more and more FPO coverage here on OTB TV.
Missy approaching. She's going to be just inside circle one. Perfectly fine there. This fairway is narrow with OB left and right.
Sort of a keyhole effect as you approach circle one, but once again, there's no trees here, but it still demands accuracy as you get to the basket.
Good approach by Rebecca. Lisa looking to do the same.
Wow.
Right under the basket. She's going to be finishing out with an easy tap in.
Here comes Missy Gannon.
Lining up her par look. This is what she's known for. Wasn't her best round, but looking to finish out strong with a circle one's edge putt.
Oh, and it's right in the heart of the chains. Missy Gannon hits her par putt, and that should make her feel good going into day two at Mulligan's.
So impressive. The pressure of the World Championship, not shaken one bit. The gallery starting to build now. This is the fourth to last card to go out. So we have three more impressive cards following these ladies up as they're finishing right now.
Here comes Hailey with her 16-footer trying to join Katrina Allen as the only birdie here on day one, and she does it.
So impressive. Hailey with the 2-under round. That's going to put her in great position.
Nice start to the World Championships there for Hailey King.
Rebecca, a little bit more of putting woes, going right over the top. She's going to be looking to do some work today to try to get back. A fierce competitor, you know she wants this.
Yeah, she managed to get 2 birdies there on the back nine. She didn't want to finish with a bogey, but unfortunately that's where we are. She'll be at +10 after her first round. Lisa, very solid start to her World Championship. Even. It's a tough course, Danny.
It is. It's beautiful. You can see why they wanted to end on this course, even though it's not as good as Mulligan's for spectator viewing. But the golf is incredible. A lot of scoring separations. And just look at the beauty out here. This pond is amazing. Ogden really treated us well out here this week. So much fun golf to watch. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back.
We're going to have 4 more rounds of coverage from the PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships. You're watching OTB TV. Thanks for joining me, Danny.
Yeah, thank you for having me. You're going to be joined by some much more qualified commentators than I after this. Can't wait to see it. We'll be having some FPO players zoom in and get in on this, so you don't have to listen to me anymore.
Oh, but it was a pleasure. All right, everybody, make sure you join us for round 2 at Mulligan's.